What is up guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be doing here a Obstagoon deck profile. Now this is definitely a very interesting deck. It is something that I've definitely been testing out and it's worked in a very peculiar way as opposed to most decks, given that this particular card here, being the main attacker, actually has a particular condition where during your next turn you can't actually attack. So even though you're dealing a whopping 180, you can't actually attack the second time. So you're definitely going to have to rely on a secondary attacker, and that's something that most decks don't have to worry about, but in this particular circumstance you definitely do. But of course the main key card or key ability that we want to focus on here is the Wicked Ruler ability. It's a really powerful ability, allowing you to pretty much just stop your opponent from getting too much of an advantage here. So you try to get rid of what they have in their hand, hence their resources are depleted, or at least kept to a minimal. But before I get started, I would like to remind you guys to drop a like, share, comment as well if you enjoyed this video, and please consider subscribing, it really does help. But with that being said, let's begin. So starting off, we're playing here the 4 copies of our Galarian Obstagoon. This is the main attacker of our deck, this is the main card of our deck, so we definitely want to go for this card as much as we possibly can. As a result, I'm maxing it out. Now of course we only need 2 copies of the Linoone because we are going to be playing rare candies in this deck. Next up, we're playing here the 4 copies of the Galarian Zigzagoon. Absolutely amazing because you could pretty much just ping more damage onto your opponent. So I really do love this particular card here and the way it actually just works out in this particular deck. Alright, so a bit of a surprise for you guys, I'm playing Zacian V. Really odd of course because Galarian Obstagoon's a dark Pokemon and yet I'm playing a metal Pokemon over here. But Zacian V is actually quite amazing for what it does. Firstly, Brave Blade is a whopping 230 damage, and I think it's quite appropriate as a secondary attacker with Galarian Obstagoon not being able to attack the following turn it already attacked. Brave Blade actually has the same thing. During your next turn, this Pokemon can't attack. So you're essentially attacking with big damage each and every turn, making it really amazing there. But we're only playing 2 copies of Zacian V because I don't want to make it the main focus and turn it into a Zacian deck. I still want to focus on Galarian Obstagoon. But Intrepid Sword as the ability is definitely still really powerful and definitely just works out incredibly well for the deck. Next up, I'm playing over here the Bronzong engine. It's pretty self-explanatory. It allows you to pretty much just manipulate or move around your metal energy, and it definitely just is amazing to just add in as an additional engine. And finally, we're just playing here the 1 Crobat V, great supporter to get us into our resources. Moving on, we're playing some obvious cards here, the Quick Ball and the Rare Candy. Both are really amazing cards of course, but they're absolute staples for the deck. Next up, we're playing 4 copies of Switch. We gotta switch the Obstagoons and also the Zacian V whenever we need to. As a result, maxing out on 4 copies of it is definitely going to be really good. We're also going to be playing 2 copies of Metal Saucer. I thought about playing more, but I think 2 copies definitely works out as a golden ratio here. Next up, I'm playing here an Ordinary Rod. Sometimes we have to manage our resources, putting cards back into our deck. Evolution Incense will get us the evolve cards for Obstagoon of course, and Linoone, definitely fantastic. And we have Cape of Toughness because it works out for your Pokemon, allowing you to boost it up, making it even harder for your opponent to knock out. Finally, we're playing here the Rusted Sword, just playing one of them because we're only playing 2 Zacian, and playing this just boosts up your attack, allowing you to potentially knock out more Pokemon. Next up, 4 copies of Piers, just to search out your goons and also just extra energy, and also 2 copies of Boss's Orders, absolutely amazing, allowing you to manipulate the board to your liking. Finally, we're going to end things off here with 2 copies of Marnie as well as 2 copies of Professor's Research. We actually are pretty tight on the spacing of this particular deck. As a result, playing Marnie and Professor's Research is already going to be quite significant enough for the deck itself, but Marnie will get us the cards we need. We are playing an evolution deck obviously, so we do need to try and draw into the correct resources to evolve our Pokemon. As for the Professor's Research, we pretty much want to discard and draw into the cards we actually really need to as well. So both definitely facilitate the deck in a fantastic manner there. We're going to be playing here the one copy of Capture Energy. I thought about playing more, but since it attaches slowly and it doesn't really do too much beyond that, I felt that one copy was definitely more than enough for the deck itself. It just gets you more basic Pokemon out on your bench, so this could speed up the process of getting out your goons or your Zigzagoons if you actually need to. And keep in mind, it is searchable via peers as well, so that's definitely fantastic. Next up, I'm playing Hiding Energy. Hiding Dark Energy is absolutely amazing. Attach it to Goon and you get free retreat costs. You could even attach it to the Crobat V because Crobat V is a dark Pokemon. So you can retreat whenever you actually need to, and then just use the switches to switch back from your Zacian V back into your Obstagoon. So Hiding Energy, 3 copies is a really good number for it. You don't need to play any more than that because Goon and the Crobat Vs are the only dark Pokemon in your deck. Next up, we're playing here the Twin Energy. I wanted to play 4 copies, but you know what? 3 copies is enough for you to get the job done. You are focusing on going for Galarian Obstagoon. We're only maxing out on the Goons to allow us to get into our cards quickly, but you only need 3 copies of Twin Energy to fill up your Obstagoon so that you have enough for your attack. Definitely fantastic there. Obviously this doesn't work out for V or GX, but Goon here requires only 3 colorless energies, so to use Twin Energy is definitely very fantastic for the deck itself. Lastly, we're going to be playing here 7 copies of the Steel Energy. This is pretty much to work out with the Zacian V and Intrepid Sword, of course. It's a really nice ability allowing you to attach energy really quickly, and so playing at least 7 copies of this is definitely going to work. Even so, you could discard these cards via the Quick Ball, get it to the discard pile, and reattach it via your metal sources anyway. But aside from that, even if you attach this to your Obstagoons or your Zacian Vs, your Bronzong is going to be controlling these, moving them around between each and every different Pokemon. It definitely makes it really amazing for the deck. So I hope you guys actually enjoyed this particular deck profile. It is something that is definitely unique, and that's pretty much what I'm trying to go for here. I don't want to play just the same decks as everyone else. I want to try something new, and both of these cards are actually played in different decks. Obstagoon is quite amazing, works in so many other decks out there. Same thing applies for Zacian V, but to actually merge them into the one deck like this, it's not something that you see people doing, and I could kind of understand why. It is definitely going to be hard, but even so, I'm definitely very pleased about how this actually turned out. But with that being said, thanks for joining me today. I hope you all have a fantastic day. I'll see you all next time.